Hey, greetings everyone. It looks like today is going to be the third episode of Monday Merriment. With tonight's full moon, it's a great time to focus on improvements. Tonight's full moon is named after the sturgeon, which is a large water fish that holds symbolic meaning in several cultures. To Native Americans, they symbolize strength and endurance. This fish can grow to be over 20 feet long. In the East, the sturgeon is a fish that symbolizes good luck. The Japanese see the sturgeon as a bringer of happiness, wealth, and long life, since the average lifespan is 50 to 60 years. The Chinese also hold a high regard for the sturgeon and believe that this fish can bring prosperity, power, and strength. There are over 25 different species of sturgeons. Wow, just by using those three cultures alone, we can see that the sturgeon have some pretty powerful attributes: strength, happiness, wealth, long life, prosperity, power, and good luck. Tonight's sturgeon moon is going to be in the zodiac sign of Pisces. Now, when the moon is in Pisces, it's a good time for fantasy play, spell work. This is something that I believe the muses are associated with. Things like acting, play acting, acting out roles, pretending with certain movements and certain words are able to, can be used to manifest certain desires. And I will probably do a video about that in some future video. Okay. The Pisces moon is also good to create artistic work for manifestation. Now, I just recently posted a video titled The Magic of Symbolism. I will go ahead and attach that video in the description box if you're interested in doing that. And then also, of course, the sturgeon moon, along with the Pisces energy, is going to be able to increase psychic powers. Because this August moon is so close to the harvest, it's also referred to as the corn moon by the English and the grain moon by the Anglo-Saxons. The colonial Americans adopted Native American names into their calendars to name full moons. Although most commonly used full moon names are English interpretations of Native American names, there are some Celtic and medieval English, as well as neo-pagan names for full moons. Well, however you refer to tonight's full moon, just know that the entire day is going to be filled with positive energy. You can check your local listings using timeanddate.com for the actual moonrise and set times. That link will be in the description box. Now, everyone knows that, when I was younger, I started off as like this little, okay, kind of geeky, right? Excited to go to work and everything like that. I always have to find something to be enthusiastic about. And the reason why I'm like this, because I'm aware that, the days are pretty much humdrum. We get into these ruts of, the same routine, get up, go to work, blah, 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 blah. So, I realize in order to stay motivated, you have to be creative. You have to be able to keep yourself entertained. Okay. And this is me. Okay. So what I would do is I would make up things to keep my day going in increments. Right. And so I think a lot of people, the one thing that keeps them hanging on, they might think, okay, I thought about my lunch break. Okay. And this started happening when I started realizing, I'm getting targeted, because I used to love working, seriously. But then it just got to the point where it's like, man, I'm always getting bullied at work, and I know that I'm happier when I'm not at work. Okay, this is when it starts, so you start thinking, I need to escape as much as I possibly can. I need to escape and find my little moments of happiness throughout the day because it gets too much. Okay, so I would say looking forward to my lunch break was, something that just kind of gave me relief, right? So I would go to lunch, and I was always willing and wanting to go by myself. Now, I know that when I was being targeted, I would get a lot of perps that wanted to go to lunch with me, right? And there were times, before I caught on, I'd do it. And it was just really awkward. It's like, I didn't feel the vibe of really wanting to be close to these people, opening up to these people, because I felt like, something's up, right? So I always preferred to go to lunch by myself. Okay, so those lunch moments were great for me, right? So I was thinking, you know, I would, so, I got into the habit of packing my lunch mainly because I realized I was somebody who used Quicken a long time ago. No, I don't use Quicken now. Obviously, because I'm making no money, there's no point in tracking it, right? You can't track nothing, right? But anyway, many years ago, I was using, software, to manage things, to try to keep track of things. Okay. Well, anyway, I had noticed when I did a report that I was spending like $500 to $600 going out eating foods at restaurants. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with going out to a restaurant and stuff like that. Okay, but the thing is, it's like, man, that's a lot of money. I mean, I used to be very wasteful. You know what I mean? So I started like packing my lunch. Okay, and it helped me because I enjoy, well, I don't say I love cooking, but I see the importance of it. And because I'm somebody who sees the value of adding as much ingredients and thought process into my food, because it's all about self-love, right? And, I feel like cooking is something that I enjoy and appreciate for that reason. Okay, so, and of course, to not be wasteful, I pretty much eat leftovers. Okay, so when it comes to packing my lunch, I do see that, my costs went down, right? And also, I felt like I was more in control of what I, put inside my body. Okay, I know that when you go out to restaurants, and I strongly advise, that people pray over their food. Okay, and the reason why I say this is because, there's a lot of people who are very spiteful. I think this experiment kind of proved that. There's a lot of people who are very spiteful. Okay, now I'm being real. Okay, there's a lot of people who are very spiteful. They're frustrated, and this energy exists within society. There's a lot of people who are not happy in their lot with their lots in life. Okay, and sometimes employees will do things to food, right? Because they feel like they're in this mood or this mindset of screw everybody. I'm unhappy, so screw everybody. And this has built up tension from like going after job, being placed in the job they're in now, and they have bills to pay, and people are very frustrated. I'm being real. Okay, so, and I remember when I was 17 years old, I mean, people would drop things on the floor, pick it up, and serve it. Now, I'm sure that they have their regulations, but we know that not everybody follows rules. That is the way it is, okay? So, there's a lot of spiteful people around. There's a lot of people who do a lot of unethical things. So, we don't want to consume negative energy into our bodies. So, pray over that food before you partake in it, okay? You never know what people are doing. So, anyway, to make a long story short, lunch is a time that you should look forward to. So here are a few ideas that you can do. I know I used to want to surprise myself every day, so I would write little notes on each scraps of paper, kind of like making your own fortune cookie. Okay, but instead of making the fortune cookie, if you can make your own fortune cookies, I think that's wonderful, right? Because you can make little fortunes for yourself every day. Okay, surprise yourself every day. They could be positive affirmations. They could be whatever. You can put them in your lunchbox, and you can surprise yourself with a happy note every day. Okay, it just keeps you going. Something to keep your brain stimulated, something to surprise you every day. And I will tell you, those little scraps of paper, sometimes those little messages were very timely, very accurate, and it's a trip, but this is how it works. Our energies, attract the messages that we are drawn to. Just like, the use of things like divination, of using things like tarot cards or playing cards, okay? So it's fun, and it gives you a little bit of an excitement. That's exactly what fortune cookies are, by the way. So those are fun things to do. So, to make a long story short, make sure that you enjoy your lunchtime, especially on Monday, all right? So when it comes to today's energy of the full moon, this is the sturgeon moon, right? So today is going to be nothing but positive energy, okay? So take advantage of it if you can. So the lunch ideas, I would say, like if I was working right now, which we all know that I'm not, right? What would I be doing on my lunchtime? Now, like I said, I cook and I prepare my meals. I'm a little person. Every once in a while, I will go out to a restaurant. And if I do go to a restaurant, I feel safer eating at buffet counters, right? Because, I was a targeted individual, okay, which means that I was targeted for hate tactics, right? So I knew I was not comfortable eating at a lot of serve type restaurants, okay? But a lot of times people would see me at places like buffets. Like I used to go to the Indian buffet a lot. There was a Mexican buffet that I used to go to. And every once in a while I would take my chances, okay, with stuff like, a regular service restaurant, but I always prayed over my food. I prefer not to eat out at restaurants for myself. Okay, why? Because I was a targeted individual. When you're a targeted individual, people are, their sight is on you. You're a target for hatred. So you cannot trust these sort of institutions or places, right? So I had to be safe, right? Okay. So when it comes to me like bringing my own food, I would say Sunday is to me is a blessed day. I would like to prepare my foods the night before, okay, with Sunday energy, and then like bring it in the next day on Monday. However, but see, I'm somebody who thinks with this sort of mindset, right? But anyway, today's food that I recommend would be something that would be lucky. Something, because we're taking advantage of the sturgeon moon, right? So I would think, okay, lucky foods to me, the first thing that comes to my mind would be things like Chinese food. Okay, I know they have a lot of things like cabbage, which is like something that's really good for good luck. And they have the long noodles, which symbolizes good luck and longevity. A lot of the food has things like ginger, which is like an herb that represents success. And they also have garlic a lot, which is a great thing for protection with the heightened energy of the sturgeon moon. Consuming these sort of magical foods, it just, take in as much energy as you possibly can. Also, I had mentioned, when it comes to, bringing your own lunch, or, going out for the restaurant or whatever. Sometimes if you have the ability to eat outside, sometimes that is even more, a little bit more exciting. Change your environment as much as you can in each and every lunch break that you have. Not just on Mondays, but make it your routine if you can, because, the work week can get very draining on people, and the humdrum doing the same thing every day, it could wear people out, and it makes you lose your enthusiasm for life, okay? So we have to keep going. This is the challenge in the health realm. Okay, I wanted to make the announcement that I have been thinking about the Swan Song, the defunct Swan Song Manifesto, um, and the channels that were created and are now no longer. I had been thinking about the content that I had made, and I understand that YouTube, really didn't give me a fair shot, online. But at the moment, I have decided to continue the Swan Song Manifesto here on YouTube. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to monetize my channel, monetize my work. That's life, in the hell realm. But I am going to be sharing my videos. And I would hope that I would get more participation. I do know that I had faced a lot of opposition, but this is something that I feel is an important part of my life, and I feel like it's time for me to keep going and building on my ideas, because I do enjoy it. Now, I figured if I could monetize my work at one time, this is something that would interest me, because it would solve two problems. The need for me to express myself, right? And then also it would also keep me out of the 9 to 5, where I found it very impossible for me to be happy about my work, for me to feel safe, for me to feel content, right? But this is the way life works, okay? So, unfortunately, those things did not work out. So I am looking for work right now. And of course, I'm praying that I find an environment where I can handle it, and things are going to be just, things are going to be fair, and that it's not going to be obvious, where they're not going to isolate me or bully me or something along those lines, because people just get tired of that. You know what I mean? They get tired of the being treated like the other. But anyway, I feel as though there's content that I do want to release. I will be releasing 2 videos that are actually a part of a series. I had made the Flipping the Nazi Experiment, and then I also followed up with 2 additional videos that are part of that. Now, the Flipping the Nazi Experiment, I believe it's over 3 hours long. It is one of those things that you'd want to watch, like, when you're just hanging out on maybe like a Saturday night or something. And then I had created another follow-up video called Hope for the Discontented, and then I had created a video called Everyday Alchemy. These 2 videos actually go hand in hand, but they are a part of an offshoot of the Flipping the Nazi Experiment, and those will be posted today. Yes, the Swan Song Manifesto will continue on YouTube, and I will be putting a link to the previous newsletters that I have posted. The fourth quarter Swan Song Manifesto newsletter will also be added. I believe I usually make those available the first day, the day before the month actually begins for the quarter. So I will be releasing my fourth quarter Swan Song Manifesto, and I will be working on Swan Song Manifesto content for the rest of my life. Okay, so I do hope that people will tune in. I am not an occultist that practices anything dark. I am an occultist of the light. I basically stick with issues relating to positive energy, things that motivate and inspire. There is no animal or child sacrifice. There is nothing dark. There's nothing anything. Okay, things that I talk about are things that you probably have been well acquainted with for a very long time, and possibly do yourself. We did not understand that there is some sort of link and correlation with the occult practice and how it got, made, or it became normal or common, normalized and integrated into society. You know what I mean? And these sort of things have come from different backgrounds, and it just got incorporated into, as well as commercialism, because you'll notice if you go shopping, you'll find things like, decor, and special novelty items that come from different traditional backgrounds, and some of those are magical symbols. So we will get more into that later, and that you'll get more information on how on the Swan Song Manifesto and the content that I create. So I'm looking forward to sharing my videos with you. Okay, last week's synchronicity symbol was the pink bunny. Did anyone see a pink bunny? If you did, go ahead and leave a comment. And if you don't want to leave a comment, let's just take some time, because I understand that there was some issue with some people, kind of messing with me on YouTube and not allowing me to live the life that I need to live. You know what I mean? And hopefully that'll get cleared up. But for now, I'm on YouTube. I have not thought about skipping and moving on to a different content creator site or anything like that. Right now, my main focus is looking for work, okay? But right now, I am on YouTube. And so, I would like to attract an audience as much as I possibly can. And I think that that would be compensation. But, I'm a targeted individual still in some ways, because I still feel the lingering effects of everything that happened to me. It was a nightmare. Anyway, but if you did see a pink bunny, then you know that you got confirmation that you're on the right track. So this time, what I'm going to be doing is I want to kind of merge the energy of the sturgeon moon, which is in Pisces, which has also falls on a Monday. Okay, so you think about all the energies and what the sturgeon represents, which is strength, happiness, wealth, long life, prosperity, power, and good luck. Those are just some of the interpretations and how other cultures see them. Now, mind you, the sturgeon is a fish that has over 25 different species. So there's other people who have different attributes associated with the sturgeon, okay? But those particular people have noticed that these are the energies and the qualities, okay, that this particular fish provides. And so the moon is named after this wonderful little fish, okay? And then also, we can also think of it as the corn, the grain moon, something that represents the harvest, bringing in abundance, right? So this is the energy that I'm tying into this week's synchronicity symbol. So this is what, you're going to be focusing on, and these are the energies, and that this particular symbol that I'm going to be pulling today is going to help you on your way to keep leading you towards your goals. Also, remember, when it comes to the synchronicity symbol, it can be found in several ways. Like, maybe you might have come across the pink bunny last week by seeing an Energizer commercial. Okay, that counts. You might have seen a billboard. Your child might have carried in a pink bunny stuffed animal. Might have seen it on somebody's t-shirt, on a printed t-shirt. You might have seen it on a delivery truck. I mean, you will notice these things around you, and they will come to you in different ways. All right, so let's start thinking about all the wonderful things that the moon represents. all the powerful energy that it represents. And then let's hope that we can get some of that energy tonight. So here comes the magical symbol. I'm going to go ahead and reach into my bag. All right, I'm shuffling through my bag here now. It would be kind of funny if I pulled a card that said, like, okay, look for a fish, because today is, the moon is in Pisces, which is the symbol of a fish, and then the moon's named after fish, so it's kind of that fish energy. Let's see here. Is the symbol to be looking out for, or chances are you'll stumble upon it. Make sure you're just aware. Oh, okay. It looks like today's magical or synchronistic symbol is a waxing crescent moon. Okay, so I will go ahead and show you what that looks like. Okay, so this week's synchronistic symbol is going to be the waxing moon, and this is exactly how it looks. You've probably seen this print several times on packaging, maybe on a delivery truck. I've seen it printed on, fabric, what they call celestial print. The waxing moon is the moon that looks like a backward C, okay? And this particular moon can, like I said, it can be seen in different forms. It could also be a stuffed waxing moon, a sculpture of a waxing moon, and even the little symbol of the man in the moon with a little face drawn on it will count when it comes to with this synchronistic symbols. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled for this particular moon. Okay. If you ever recall seeing this moon in the opposite direction, meaning like it looks like an actual C, that is called a waning moon. And I talk about both of these moons in my video, The Divine Timetable. So if you get a chance to check that out, go ahead and do so. So this week's synchronistic symbol is the waxing moon. And like I said, it can come to you in several different ways. Just know that you are working with this wonderful sturgeon moon energy. And until next week, I hope you have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye. Don't forget to check the description box for the reference videos, newsletters, and the link to timeanddate.com. Remember to like, subscribe, and get notified for more episodes of Monday Merriment. Thank you so much for watching.